This video is going to be a bit different. It's going to be much more techy. So if you don't want to know what kind of camera I use, what kind of video software I use, or what is my darn intro song that everyone keeps asking, then please don't watch this video. But I promise next week is back to more awkward video time. I swear. I don't know if people have just been commenting for the sake of commenting or trying to spam my channel, but one of the most frequently asked questions that I get now is, what kind of camera do you use? And right now, I am using, what you're seeing right now is through the video footage of my D5200, my Nikon D5200. It has a 24.2 megapixel camera, and it's a crop sensor DSLR. And in my opinion, this is one of the most underrated and most best entry level for any YouTuber or aspiring YouTuber that wants to shoot good quality videos and not have to cash out $700 to $800 for a Canon or something, even though I'm not a Canon fanboy. When it comes to quality, I think it can compete with any 1080p camera out there. It might not do 4K or 60 frames per second, but what you're seeing right now, I think, is pretty high quality. And the only drawback of using the D5200 is that the ISO sensitivity isn't that great, and it maxes out at 1200 ISO, and right now I'm at 100 ISO, and you can still probably see a lot of grain and what's that sprinkly powdery stuff that you see in the background. That's called noise, and it's because the Nikon isn't so great at shooting in low light situations. But if it's outdoor situations, then this thing is a piece of cake. When it comes to lenses, the one that I'm using right now is the kit lens, believe it or not. And it's the 18-55 Nikon AFS DX Nikkor lens. And yes, I'm reading it off the lens itself. And that's what I use to film, these kind of videos. But before, I used to use my 35mm Nikon lens 1.8. And it was, I think, too close up, and I had a hard time, checking whether or not I was in focus. But the other lens I use, that is perfect for if you want just the background to just completely just disappear, and you want super in focus stuff, and you can shoot really cool professional looking things. Lastly, for my time lapses, I use my 70-300mm Nikkor lens, and this thing is a beast. This as well is super underrated. It's really sharp, and the only bad thing about it is it has, it starts out from a 4.5 to a 5.6 aperture. But this thing is a freaking beast, and it doesn't cost you that much, and it has pretty good range. So now that you know what kind of camera you use, you're probably wondering, hey, what do you edit your videos with? Well, I edit my videos with the one and only Adobe Premiere 6.5, because I ain't got money to upgrade and pay monthly, but I use Adobe Premiere Pro. And so far, it's been working. It's not something that you can jump from the beginning and just learn. It takes time, but over a time span of 100 videos, I've learned to be pretty efficient and pretty fast when it comes to editing my videos, and I can do some pretty cool stuff with this editing, like this. And lastly, I don't know what's so cool about my outro song. I thought it was some generic kind of beat, but apparently a lot of people are curious and want to use it too. And my outro song goes something along the lines of this. And it's not only, I use it from YouTube's very own sound library, where YouTube gives you free music that you can use for your YouTube videos, and that is the song that can be found in there. And it's called Ever Felt Part 1. And sometimes I use Part 2 if I want to change it up. Now that I've answered all these kind of techie nerdy questions, please stop asking these questions, and next time someone has the audacity to ask these questions, I'm just gonna link them this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces. I must ask you a question, man.